My next review is going to be for a film called No Other Choice. No Other Choice is a movie directed by Park Chan-wook. Park Chan-wook, people might know him. He's done such movies as Old Boy, The Housemaiden, Decision to Leave there. He did the Vengeance trilogy there as well. Very, very famous director from South Korea there. And he's back again with his movie No Other Choice, which is getting rave reviews all across the board there, much like his movies do, and getting heavy, heavy consideration for awards. I was able to check this movie out. And what is this movie about? So you have a guy in this who actually we were speaking about Squid Games actually just a little bit earlier. This is actually one of the actors from Squid Game. He plays the villain in it there, Lee Bung Hun there. And he is a guy that is out of work. He gets fired from his job. He gets laid off because of a merger there that his company's doing. And then at first he's thinking like, okay, it'll be 3 months that I'm out of work. I can live off my severance pay. But then 3 months turns into 13 months where he's kind of without work there. And he's trying to find something. And he's trying to find another paper company to get a job at. And he's going to all these other different places. He's literally on his hands and knees begging to get a job there until he just comes to the conclusion like, I gotta eventually start taking people out, if I'm gonna be able to kind of get a leg up here, some other people are gonna have to be 6 feet under. And that's when he kind of goes out and starts knocking people off there in order to rank up, in order to get his job back there. And what I love about this movie is that, I mean, very much like what we see sometimes with South Korean films, they're very much critique on capitalism. People seen the Bong Joon-ho film Parasite, very much similar in that kind of sense of what people are willing to do when they are kind of pushed against the rope there in this kind of world like this. Because you see that him having this job and him having this lifestyle is kind of very important to him, especially identifying with his masculinity, identifying with a sense of manhood there. His wife having tennis lessons, his daughter in this film, who seems to be on the spectrum of some kind. She's neurodivergent. She doesn't really talk all that much. And when she does talk, it's like repeating what someone else is saying, like the parents or somebody else. But she's very good at cello. And she's a very good cellist there. And then she takes lessons. It's like paying for those lessons. And then the teacher says like, well, your daughter is so advanced, I can't teach her anymore. And then eventually she needs a master cellist to teach her. And that's going to cost even more money. And she also needs a new cello, which is going to cost $50,000 and all this other stuff there. And, this are just so many really great scenes of this movie where he's kind of just breaking that down of, being able to provide and trying to be that guy for his family and the type of pressure that kind of puts you under. And I thought that was really amazing. And that was kind of really well done there. And, when I said, knocking people off, because in stuff like Parasite, it's like the people in that movie are taking people's jobs that they also need that job. So what are they going to do when they get let go? And these people that he's killing, they're in the same position he's in. They're all desperate. They're all depressed, destitute, all those things like him. And it's just like, he's killing these people who also are in kind of a similar situation, and just stepping over them. And it's not like he's also just trying to go for this same middle manager position. And this movie has the ability, because this guy, even though he's doing evil things, he's killing these kind of innocent people, you still are kind of rooting for him and want to see him succeed in that. And it's kind of crazy that the movie's able to make you kind of feel, at least for me, it made me kind of feel that. It's like, damn, I kind of want to see this dude kind of make it there.
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting because you say, this definitely sounds like a critique on capitalism and the sort of like the mindset it puts people in, where it's the job that matters more than the life you live. And I just think this, just seeing how far that mindset kind of takes this character is really interesting in sort of a very kind of darkly comedic drama sort of way.
Yeah, it has the ability to be bleak and also be very funny too in this dark comedy kind of way. And its ability to do that and balance that tone, which is also very incredibly impressive there, as well. And I love that about the movie. But yeah, I mean, Billy to kind of make you, really kind of sympathize with this guy, even when he's doing the things that he's doing. I think that's a kind of amazing quality. But yeah, I absolutely Really, really love this movie. It'll be on my best of the year list there for 2025. I would give it an incredibly high peak, bordering on this
Alright.
cinema. I loved it really that much for it. Um, but yeah, I highly recommend anybody really checking this out. I saw it and I was able to see it and catch it in theaters. I think it's still going to be in theaters. They're going to do maybe a re-release of it towards like middle of January, late January. Sometimes they also do that because Oscar is coming up and they want to also show the
Mhm.
movies there too as well. But wonderful cast as well with this. His wife is in this. Is what the character who plays his wife there. At first, you think she's kind of going to be one way, but she's kind of another way in this, and I kind of appreciate the little turn on that of it there with it. And a lot of these women, because you see when he's kind of with another person, he's spying on him to be able to commit a murder. That his wife is kind of telling him it's like it's not the fact that you lost your job, it's like how you react to losing your job. Like I still love you and I want you to get back on your feet. Like, and he can't see that, and it's ruining his marriage, and it's always this reflection and mirror of what's going on in the main character's marriage and life of like, he's so obsessed with getting a job, which is, yes, it's important to have a job and important to provide for your family, but that's not why your family loves you. It's like, it's you
Mhm.
who they love, you know what I mean? Not just simply what you can do for them. And I think, sometimes men just generally lose sight of that, and are not really told that. Um, so I thought that was kind of a thing there, that I thought was pretty awesome. So
Oh, I definitely look forward to seeing this. I have not seen it yet, but I've loved every Park Chan-wook movie I've seen, and this definitely looks like another winner to me.
yeah, it is winner winner chicken dinner there. It definitely
Yes.
is. So, yeah, high peak to strong. Yeah, this is cinema there. I
Yeah,
loved it that much. So
yeah.
yeah, check it out.